guys ever let your minds wander and you just kind of fade away and you can come back to a certain day? It could be yesterday, it could be 5 years ago, it could be 20 years ago for some of us older people. But you can remember that day. You can remember the smell of the grass, you can remember the air, you can remember everything. One of my days that I fade back to, there's two of them in particular. One of them I fade back to is in 2016. 2016, Shinedown. Call Me. One of the greatest songs I believe that is ever done. 3 a.m. A day just like this. I'm sitting in my driveway, in my truck. I was at my wit's end. Couldn't take it no more. I felt I had no options. I was sitting there, dressed just like this, sitting in the seat, tears just rolling down my face. I had pulled out this 40. For those that don't know what that is, pistol, brand new, just bought it. Pulled it up to my head. And I was getting ready, I was done. I couldn't do nothing. But I had a flashback of another one of these days. It happened roughly 20 years before that. See, I'm an only child and I lived out in the country. And small town USA, nobody ever comes around, and it was real big thing to have company. And I was going to have a friend come over. My mom steps in the door and she says, "Your friend's not coming over. Your dad just killed himself." That's it. Stepped out the door. Real loving family. I was 11 years old. That's what flashed through my head when I was getting ready to end myself. I have 4 daughters sleeping 300 feet away from me. I was going to leave them fatherless. Suicide is a devastating topic to talk about. It's a huge topic. It's a black sheep. Everybody can bring everything else to the forefront, but suicide is still on the back burner. It affects more people than you know. Suicide is devastating in more ways than one, but it's such a big topic. I would like to just talk about a couple of things. The numbers. The numbers are shocking. They're amazing. They will literally blow your mind. The question that I feel is most important that needs to be asked, and we'll touch on the answers. Right here is a map of the United States, obviously, with a side map of Kansas. The red shows high risk for suicide. Blue is low risk. This is by the World Life Expectancy. World Life Expectancy gets their data from the World Health Organization, from the United States government, from CIA. They pull it together from multi areas and put it together and give you these type of demographics, just like this one here. This is Kansas. Fellas, look at this. 15 to 24-year-olds. Number 1 reason for death, suicide. 25 to 34-year-olds. Number 1 reason for death, suicide. We keep going up. Hell, you're almost up to 70 before it starts dropping off. And ladies, it's not much farther behind. We are our own worst enemy. Mental health is a big thing. The thing about suicide people don't get is that in Kansas is the 10th leading cause of death. One person in every 17 hours dies. Every 17 hours somebody dies by their own hand. The question you have to ask yourself is why? Why is this important to me? Why should I care? It ain't touched me. It hasn't bothered me. None of my friends have done it. None of this has happened. You have to ask yourself why. Is because it's 100% preventable. 100% preventable. That even with even with these 3 little things right here, these are just general tips, general aspects of it that you could help anybody. That's why I'm bringing you this information. Withdrawal. You know, you don't have to talk to somebody to know when they're withdrawing. Everyone asks for help. You just have to listen. And no one truly wants to die. They just don't have an option. I've been there. I didn't want to die. I didn't have another option. If somebody would have just asked me, how are you doing today? Maybe things would have been different. To wrap up, just remember my 3 points. The numbers are shocking and they're stacked against us. Especially for us fellas. We got testosterone and everything else going against us. Let alone this. Question. Take your time. Ask a question. If you don't know what to ask how your day is. I'm just trying to shed a little light on this. And the answers, maybe if you take the time and ask the question, you'll be able to get the answers. I haven't been able to get my answers. That's my dad. Killed himself when I was 11 years old. Thank you for your time.